Boom! I am live. Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Lazar. And I need to share screen. Oh, before I share screen, I should probably open up the things I wanted to share, assuming I can find them, which is something that is by no means in evidence. But I just got here and I'm like, oh man, it is time to start the party. So here we are using StreamYard. You can see it up there in the corner. Unlike a lot of people, I don't actually pay for a StreamYard sub or any of that kind of jazz. I just find StreamYard very convenient for doing this kind of thing because I don't have to change my OBS settings to stream from StreamYard. That's called a win. Maybe even a win-win. I don't know. There's at least one win involved. And I don't mean the billionaire who owns casinos. So, if you don't know, I got back from Bell County Comic Con, which was a ton of fun. Anybody who tells you otherwise is lying completely. And soon as I find some stuff here, we will take a look at it. So I want to copy that link address. Let's go ahead and share this. We'll get to the topic of the stream here in just a minute, but I just wanted to share a couple of things. Share screen, Chrome tab, this one. Oh, share tab audio. I actually want to share system audio. I don't know if this works. I would like to share my whole system audio, but I thought this was kind of funny because I took a copy of Plus Ultra #1 down to Bell County Comic Con. Hold on, I got it right here. Let me get this puppy out, and we'll put this on screen. We'll take a look at the Art of Rags book here in a minute too. But I took it down there and got it signed. And Matt Weldon, he was very shy about it. He definitely was kind of not a fan of his own work there, which I think is fun. And I think it's funny. I know, for example, if I go back and I look at something I've worked on previously, when we get to the present, I don't enjoy it as much. But I thought this was funny because this just showed up randomly on my Twitter feed, and I was like, "Huh, that's very there's a name for that. The Bader-Meinhof effect, I think, where you notice things more because you've been noticing things." So I noticed it. The end. I got a squeaky chair, bro. One of these days, I'm going to have to get this chair replaced, but that day is not today. And hey, Lorenzo Sleestack, sorry. I was getting my comic books out of the bag that they came in and that kind of stuff, and I didn't see your chat until just now. Welcome to the party. So yeah, I thought this was pretty funny. I like the art in Plus Ultra, it's that sweet Weldon art. I mean, that's why I backed the campaign that I backed back in the day. I backed it back in the day. Something's wrong with that statement, and I don't know what it is. But yeah. So we got some comic books here that we're going to go through. And before we do that, I did want to take a quick look in this. There's a lot of stuff I can't show you in this book, this art book here. Brian Ball was not very happy with the art book. Here, hold on. Maybe I can show you where he signed it there. I think that's okay. We didn't show too much. Hopefully YouTube doesn't crack down on me. But it's just full of all the sweet art that Luigi has put out over the years. Dude, he really captures facial expressions. I don't know how he does it, but he does. And he's put out great art consistently since I first saw his art. And I'm very happy to pick this up while I was at Bell County Comic Con talking to Brian Ball. I was up in his hotel room. He's like, if one vanishes, I don't care, but for me to sign it, it costs money. Always refer to this as the Men in Black variant, by the way. Don't call it the Turks variant like he wants you to. Don't do it, not even one time, because only crazy people will call it the Turks variant. It's clearly the Men in Black variant. And that's the world we live in. I'm trying to find some of this other stuff I wanted to show on stream, and now I can't find it. Isn't that the way? Isn't that just the way? Gosh. Well, I thought I had all this stuff on my Twitter, but apparently I don't. But I do have this, and so I'm going to pull this up, and then we'll take a look at it in a minute after we look at one more page here. But look at that sweet Jack Irons. Oh, that reminds me, we got to pull up a thing about Jack Irons. We got to pull up a thing about Jack Irons too. Man, this is some old art from Luigi. These like date to 2019 or something, I think. Really old stuff. I don't know if this is like the complete Luigi Teruel art collection for rags, but it's got to be pretty close to complete. Well, actually, I take that back. I know it isn't complete, but that's okay. God, that guy's so insufferable. He was insufferable as a character in the book, and he's insufferable just seeing him in an art piece. Okay, slip that art book back in its bag, set that aside, and flip all my books the right way so that we can talk about these things. I'm a little surprised at some of the things I learned today while I was in the shop, talking to the shop man. Very interesting stuff, hence the title of the stream. Go ahead and put that down. There's a whole stack of books under there. We are going to look at all of them. But before we do that, I absolutely just have to show you one thing. Yeah. Isn't that awesome? Hold on. Hey, that's even better. Look, I'm a simp for Spy X Family, okay? Like, I'm not going to lie. I just am. That's just the way I am. All right. So, let me go ahead and find the other thing I'm looking for and get that ready to go. And then we'll get starting. We'll start talking about this stuff seriously. There we go. There's Cody. Un momento. I'm sorry. I figured this would be like pinned to his Twitter, and instead he's making me scroll down. What an absolute madman. Come on, Cody. Bruh. And you may or may not already know like what's going on there. Okay. Pop that in over here. We'll be able to talk about that later. Looks like he's already hit his goal though, which is fantastic. All right, so I go to Graham Crackers every Wednesday to get my comic books because that's the comic book store. And it just so happens that going to Graham Crackers means every time I go in on a Wednesday, I get 3 free books out of the 75-cent bin, which used to be the 50-cent bin. But, inflation is a killer. It's probably going to be the dollar bin pretty soon, which I miss dollar bin reviews, man. I miss that guy arguing with him on Twitter about nothing, threatening to knife fight him. Like, those were some good times. Alas, we don't live in a world where we can experience those good times. I need to do one more thing. I am sorry. Where is the thing I'm looking for? Here we go. I'm on in. I am live. Put a bunch of dashes. There we go. Tweet that out. Done. The tweeting has happened. She-Hulk official, smash that button. Like this tweet to receive updates when new episodes of Marvel Studios She-Hulk Attorney Law and original series start. Yeah, I'll pass. I might watch that though, because what I actually would like Disney to do, and they won't do it. What I actually would really like them to do is just make like a procedural legal drama with Matt Murdock and She-Hulk. Neither of them doing any super stuff, just being like normal like defense attorneys. I think that would be hilarious. I think it would be awesome. Keep in mind, like one of my favorite TV shows is Better Call Saul, which is about evil lawyers. Oh yeah, the shipocalypse. Boy, that almost sounded dirty. That almost sounded bad. Anyway, it's a good day when you get home and you have an absolutely, completely deranged Guy Gardner lasering somebody. I feel like I should recognize the person he's lasering, but if I'm honest, I don't recognize the person he's lasering. Like, it's like, yes, it's just Guy Gardner. He's just being Guy Gardner. Also, Ninja Weasel, you missed me flipping through the Art of Rags art book. You totally missed the fun, man. You might want to go into the past and re-experience that for the first time, for the last time. I don't even know what that means. But yeah, I didn't flip through these, but I was 99% sure I didn't own this book here. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Another classic Justice League looking book. Why not? Oh, these guys are serious. Man, I'm legit hyped for the She-Hulk show for both the super aspect and the lawyer aspect. Charlie Cox, maximum hype. Yeah, I think everybody likes him as Daredevil. He played a really great Matt he played a really great Matt Murdock. He says as he flips over here and somebody's getting kicked in the nuts. Good job. Let's see who's that he's fighting here. Is that Fire? How did they get in this situation? Which? How dare you hit me? Ooh. But I had a special way of dealing with the few that did resist my obvious charms. Allow me to demonstrate. No, no, I don't think so. Now, for a little slice of my life story, as spies, we were useless. Before I was a superhero, I was an agent in the Brazilian version of the CIA. Yeah, this poor soy boy is getting it here. He should have shaved. He should have shaved, or he should have just grew a beard. Instead, he like chose the uncomfortable middle ground. And wow, pistol whipping her, dude. What is going on in this book? Whoa, things have gone absolutely, completely crazy in this book. I'm gonna flip through that and read that son of a gun because that looked cool. Looks like she was getting the better of him. Okay, so over here we've got Guy Gardner. This book is wild and out. Yeah, yeah, it is. Let me put that right up on the screen. And it looks like the next issue will continue wilding out because we got Guy Gardner lasering somebody here. We got Guy Gardner lasering somebody here. So apparently we've just got Guy Gardner shooting people with lasers. Blake, Blake, Blake. Oh man, it's just like when Solid Snake died. Snake, Snake. Behold, your ancient ones. They just look like skeleton barbarian football players. Stop lasering people, guy. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But he can't help it. He's Guy Gardner. We're just lucky he's not boxing everybody. You remember Mutant League? That's kind of what that's reminding me of. It's either like Mutant League or Blood Bowl. Like that is the vibe I'm getting off of here. And I don't think that's the vibe I'm supposed to be getting. They do be looking ancient. Yeah, that they are. Yeah, this is totally like somebody's Blood Bowl team right here. And since they're ancient, they have like a special rule that lets them bring weaponry onto the battlefield openly instead of having to hide it. I miss Mutant League, man. That was kind of a fun set of games, but it was also kind of a cool cartoon. Bro, Guy Gardner's not even lasering with the ring anymore. He's just got a gigantic laser gun. Guy, calm down, bro. Stop it. You don't need to laser whoever you're about to laser. Who's he lasering? Let's find out who he's lasering. What's going on here? Well, that's what I want to know. Who's he lasering? It's got to be on the next page, right? No! What's going on here? Check out Guy Gardner number 15. Then join us in 30 when the League and Guy goes to the Arctic. You actually want me to buy a Guy Gardner comic? That's so not happening, bro. That's so not happening. The other book I got out of the 75-cent bin, and it looks like it's a direct continuation of the plot line because it says something about rescuing ice from the Arctic in the text there. Guys lasering, laser printing. Oh man. And we appear to have ice, and that looks like the Arctic to me. So it looks like issue 85 just continues the same storyline. Bro, there they are. They're getting ready to play some Nuffle a Miracle League right here. Look at that. We got giant skeleton dudes. Man, I wish I had the intervening issues. I didn't think these were going to be related. Even ancient skeleton guys, when they get eye lasered and they get zapped, they wince. So much for being an ancient skeleton guy. Take more than that to stop you, buddy. Whoosh, boom, blam. Love the gigantic sound effects, man. Oh, dude. I got a couple issues of this book. It was pretty dope. Because he was dealing with like real stuff. Something you don't see superheroes deal with too often. Because, let's be honest, like, what does death mean to a superhero? Nothing. Hawkeye and the Avengers, they battle their way into hell to rescue Mockingbird's soul so they can bring her back to life. Like, it's just, comic books are just full of absolutely stupid stuff happening. All right, that was the free stuff. Let's get to the stuff I paid for. I'm going to save one thing for last year. Let me set that aside. And I don't know if I'm going to actually like this book or not. My shop man, he like puts me on for every Vampirella thing, even though I'm only really interested in the Vampirella things that are written by Christopher Priest. But yeah, the art's not bad. I really like that. The like the dynamic, the way her eyes are shifting and stuff, and the speed lines in the background looks pretty cool. Oh boy, we got a werewolf. He coming. Good times. So this is really just like Red Riding Hood, except she's killing the werewolf? Yeah. That's exactly what this looks like. Okay. Well, that's kind of wild. I wouldn't expect that to even exist, but apparently that exists. Then in the Vampirella theme, we've also got Draculina number 5, which like everything else in this set of stuff written by Christopher Priest, it's kind of incomprehensible exactly what's going on, but wow. Way to just like murder this security guard right here. That's kind of wild. Like, bro, we're on page 3 and you're already like eating people? Slow down, woman. You know? Oh, and there's Katie wearing the Draculina outfit, so they've changed clothes. Oh, so Katie got turned into an actual vampire. Poor kid. She shouldn't have done that. That was clearly a mistake. Gosh, the art in this book is nice. It's not the same artist that the Vampirella books have. This artist, Michael Santamaria, with Ivan Nunes coloring. He does a lot of good coloring work. I've seen his work on a lot of Zenoscope books, if I remember right. Book looks great. I just wish it was actually something that a human being could comprehend. You know, I gave Starhenge a lot of flack for being kind of incomprehensible, but Starhenge is incomprehensible for entirely different reasons. For starters, you got to be listening to the stupid, whiny 18-year-old. Yeah, we're not going there. If you want to know what I think about Starhenge number 1, which I just read like yesterday, go watch that review because that book is a mess. It's an absolute mess. It's a train wreck. It's a disaster in every way, except some of the art. It's really, really nice, which makes all the rest of the pain hurt so much more. I don't know why they would do that. And I'm gonna slap this book down, and then I'm gonna say something controversial. I forgot this was the thing that was coming out. I absolutely 100% totally forgot that I read issue 1 of this. I don't even remember what was going on in it. I don't know what that says. That probably says the book, like issue number 1, wasn't memorable at all. I tried really hard, or rather, I should say, I'm trying really hard to remember, and all it's done is give me the hiccups. Let's open it up, though. Now, of course, the problem with this series is the artist is not Mirka. So while I'm interested in kind of seeing what Leslie's been up to and all that, and while the art's nice, it's not really what I would sign up for, because I want to like look at all of Mirka's art. I don't really want to look at somebody else drawing her characters. But that's not the world we live in. We live in the world where somebody else is drawing their characters, and they're doing a good job of it. I'm flipping through this book for the first time here, and there's a lot of stuff that looks really good in here. So this artist is doing a great job. It's just expectations for what I would like to see, which is not fair to the book or the artist, are not being met. Hopefully it's pretty good. Like I am hopeful that I'm going to end up enjoying that when I read it, but I guess we will just have to find out. I got another book here, and I expect this book to be really funny. And if you've been following my YouTube comic book reviews, you'll already probably know what I'm about to slap down here. Boom! Yeah. The issues of this, since like Elvira meets Vincent Price or whatever it was called, like have just genuinely been pretty funny all the way through. The series of mini series, because we can't just have a series anymore, had some rocky moments, especially early on. Um, it's gotten so much better since then, and it's just a hoot. Like, frankly, the self awareness is actually really charming. And in this particular miniseries, she's hopping around from movie to movie. So this is clearly the aliens segment, and you can see like the characters look a lot like who they're supposed to be. Like that's obviously Tom Skerritt, that's Sigourney Weaver, because they're an alien. It's really great. She wisecracks. The characters like mostly stay in character, but then when they break character because something crazy's going on, they totally like keep going, and lots of fun stuff happens. Wow! I just flipped over to an advertisement. It's the spine in the middle of the book, and I guess yeah, this is clearly a thing. This is something, man. With all these sources of light I got going in here to make this visible, you can't hardly see anything, which is probably good for the YouTubes, so YouTube won't get mad at me. And they bust out guns, and now because of the nature of the story, the director's like, you can't just do as you please. There's a script. Womp womp womp. Game over, man. Game over. Wrong movie. Wrong movie. Oh, the aliens eat the director. See, I love that book because it's full of stupid stuff like that. And when you get like something that's truly wonderfully stupid, it's actually kind of funny. Now, the book I've been holding back is the fancy schmancy acetate cover for Deceased War of the Undead Gods. So I've actually flipped through this book already. And it starts out with they're saving everybody that's still alive that got transformed into an anti life equation zombie. And they're kind of starting with Superman by sending in his son and his cousin. Because who else is going to stand up to a Kryptonian that's been eating the sun for 5 years, except a couple other Kryptonians? And lots of fun stuff happened in here. It's like, and by fun, I mean, it's like a lot of heartwarming stuff here. Like Alfred being sad because he kind of killed, some bat people because they were zombies. Brainiac like shows up in his ship. Like there's all sorts of stuff in here, and the art looks good. Uh, like I said, I'm trying not to spoil it. Trying not to spoil my review because I really want to just do a nice review of the book and talk about it then. But I was really liking everything I saw in there. All right, that is the last comic book we're going to look at because that's the last comic book I kind of bought. And I got here something interesting. It's an actual like letter. Let me just cover this up here because I want to show it, but I don't want to dox anybody, even though this might be a business address and not a personal one. I still don't want to cause any trouble. But it's a letter from Sporkman Studios. Now I backed like the Sporkman books. What was that, like 2019? And I think I'm yet to read them. I don't know. If I read them, I don't remember anything about them. But this is an interesting way to do marketing. So for the price of a stamp, which is what, like 50 cents or something now, and whatever it costs to print this out, he actually did he just okay, that's not the address that's on the label or printed on the book. So I don't know what 111 Mill Creek Court is. Or maybe that's like the name of the series or something. I don't know. But he totally sent a letter about his Indiegogo campaign. I thought that was pretty creative. Go to the website at Get Spork, where you can order our existing Sporkman comic offerings, find links to our Redbubble store, da 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 da. Those dudes have like struggled to get their books out. Well, I guess funded, really, not really out, but like they've struggled to get their books funded in the past. And this is kind of a neat marketing technique, and I'm interested in seeing where this goes. I just got this letter. The postmark is from the 1st, so it took a little over a week to get here. So hopefully this works out for them and they sell a lot of books. It's certainly a thing I haven't seen before. Like people add you to their mailing list, and they mean like, an electronic mailing list. They mean, yes, email, like that kind of mailing list. But the Sporkbang dudes and dudettes sent an actual physical letter through the mail to me. Kind of wild. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. He probably sent it to everybody that backed the Sporkman campaigns in the past. Who can blame him? It's worth a try. Then I got one other thing. Let's there we go. So Cody Fernandez, the creator of Jack Irons, Ironverse Comics, all that jazz. Apparently he's got a complicated legal situation. I don't know how this can be so complicated, but like his house is in probate or something, and I'm not really quite sure what's going on. And he wants some money for a lawyer. He's met his goal. I still got to like throw a couple bucks in here. Not a big deal to throw like 10 bucks at the man. Uh, After all the fun conversations, all the joy and stuff that he has brought to my life over the years, all of his withstanding my gentle ribbing and stuff. Like Cody's a cool dude, and if you like Jack Irons, or you like him because you watch his Twitch streams or whatever, like think about going here. Presumably, you can go to his Twitter account like I did and get the link to here. Can I hold on? Let me just drop this in the chat. That way, anybody who's looking at this later should just be able to click here. Hey, it's a New Age Ninja Corps, bro. I was just talking about Cody and his little fundraiser here, because Cody needed some bucks. It looks like he doesn't need the bucks so bad now, but he needed them at least a little bit. Browsing saw you had a flyer. Oh! You mean this thing? So this got the Sporkman dudes sent an actual like piece of physical mail over, which I think is absolutely wild. So they actually sent a piece of mail to me and presumably everybody else that backed the book, which I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know if it's going to pan out for them as a marketing technique because most people just kind of automatically disregard junk mail anyway. But who knows? Maybe it'll actually work. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little cringe because they're sending me actual legitimate junk mail. But on the other hand, maybe it works out for them. Maybe this sells a bunch of stuff. I don't know. We just don't know. Oh, hey, we did look at this thing a little bit on stream earlier. Now, let me just like go back to this presentation. There we go. We did flip through this a little bit earlier, and I was like, oh man, the Fajita King gave this to. I didn't actually say that, but I should have. I should have said the Fajita King gave it to me. That's not my address, bro. And I don't see my name on here. I'm looking at it again here. I'll delete the video if I have to. Hope you enjoyed it. Now we are in the midst of our next adventure in Sportman Universe. I don't know what this Mill Creek Court is. I've never heard this address before. Picks up where Sporkman left off. Shogun Z may have been captured, but Natsumi is for Zero. We're going for more traditional manga feel. In the Spearhead series, Natsumi will learn more about her past. What more Sporkman? Go here. That's where you come in. Comics are expensive endeavor. One of the ways to support us. And there's nothing on the back. Bro, I totally do not see my name on this thing anywhere. And that sure ain't my address. I don't know what address it is, because that's not even the address that was on the envelope. Because the address on the envelope is for somewhere else entirely. So I don't know what Mill Creek is. Anyway. Hey, you even said anyway. Look at that. Anyway, the art book looked great, man. Let's crack this open again since you're here. I did show where you signed it very carefully. Like, I covered up a whole lot of the book here. In fact, let's do that again. We'll just kind of... There we go, YouTube. Do not be angry, YouTube. See, it's just a signature with a bad, almost out of ink Sharpie. But I thought it was good. The paper feel, and it's a matte stock. I would have expected glossy, or maybe this is semi-gloss. It's a little rough to the touch instead of smooth, which is an interesting choice. Oh, dude. But the art looks good inside of it. I know you weren't happy with the book for whatever reasons, and if you want to talk about that some other time, you should feel free. But I think the art turned out looking nice, and I got really no complaints. I mean, come on. He looks fantastic right there. Just got to be really careful what pages I show, because we will very easily get into trouble. Where's the wrinkle faces at? Hold on. This is like the first thing I showed, because I just really, I think Luigi has a great mastery of expressions, and just going through all these little wrinkle faces here, like, really just kind of highlights that. Like, the dude can work. He can do cool stuff. Oh yeah, the front portion was supposed to be a 2-page spread and was just one. Oh yeah, those did the whole thing came out nice. The only thing I might knock you for is the cover stock. It's a little, feels kind of waxy in a weird way, you know. Like, this is obviously like got a coating on it and stuff, and it's a very nice touch. This is feels kind of weird, but at the same time, I really do appreciate that it's not glossy. The fact that it's not glossy means it ain't going to show fingerprints. Like, I was looking at this acetate cover over here, and it's kind of a miracle that this thing is not covered in my fingerprints already. If I look around, can we like get some fingerprints? Yeah, it's probably covered in them, and we just can't see them because of the camera. But that's one thing I hate about glossy covers on things, is they really show fingerprints. This won't ever show fingerprints. Oh yeah, the Eagles jersey. I remember that. It is a nice package. Want to know more? Boom. Love to see your advertisement material right there. You got to love it, man. You got to love it. Get those, drive those viewers, drive those subscribers home. Get them to buy your book. Let's see. On the flyer. Need new Sharpies. Sleeping one cracks me up. Didn't choose the cover stock. What happened is paper stock was out and had them use what they had. Okay. One thing I thought was interesting when I was at the store, and this is kind of the topic of the stream, the shipping apocalypse or shipocalypse or whatever I called it. I was talking to my shop man and put it back in his bag there. And I told him, man, Star Hinge was terrible. He's like, yeah, everybody said that. And then we started talking about books, and because it was like, hey, what do you want out of the stuff we're offering, for like 2 months from now? And I took a look, and there was like one title, and I don't remember what it was. And I was like, this sounds super niche. I figured I'll go ahead and order it. That way, I know you're going to get one. We'll get back to that in a second, Brian. And he's like, I know if you want to order stuff, or want to make sure stuff's here, you're going to have to actually like start ordering things going forward, because I probably won't be buying stuff on a whim or just buying like 3 of everything because of shipping costs. And he showed me basically his was it the actual invoice, or was it a packing slip with the shipping on it? I don't remember if it was the invoice or the packing slip that also had the price of the shipping on it, but he didn't have that many books on that invoice. I'm going to call it that, regardless of what it was. And his shipping was almost $200. And I'm just thinking to myself, how's he making money? And then he proceeded to go, yeah, so we're probably not going to order as many indie things that we may or may not sell because shipping costs from Diamond have gone up so much for what you're getting. So I was like, yeah, go ahead and put that whatever the book was on my pull list, and he kind of went on about that for a while. Apparently, Penguin is still offering no shipping charges when people order stuff, which is really nice. So if you're a comic book store and you want to buy Marvel, apparently you don't have to pay shipping, which is a great incentive to buy a lot of Marvel books. And since Marvel has, the Marvel name on the cover, you're probably going to end up selling most, if not all of that. So I found that interesting. So I don't know, like what the final outcome will be from all that discussion. He said that the company Graham Crackers was going to have a meeting, and they were going to try to figure this out. All the store managers were going to chat about it and figure out like what their ordering policy is going to be going forward. So it may be that if you happen to shop at a Graham Crackers and you actually want some random indie book, look, it's a random indie book. Look, it's another random indie book. Look, another random indie book. That's pretty much all that's on this table is random indie books plus DC. Then you need to go ahead and like get stuff on your pull list and not think to yourself, oh, I will just check this out. Because you won't be able to check it out because it ain't going to be on the shelf. That's kind of a cynical position for him to take, but it's also an understandable one because he's got to make money or the store goes away. It seems kind of crazy to me, given that comics is having like its biggest year ever this year, that we would be in that kind of situation. But things are just going crazy all over. They really are. Things are just going absolutely bonkerzilla. That's right. You mentioned that Friday that the Kablam ad wasn't supposed to be there. Do you know why it was there? Or I guess you don't know because you just said you don't know. So that's pretty obvious that you don't know. And that stinks. Whatever you ordered should have been like what got delivered. Did they give like a discount? I know I looked at like their pricing once upon a time ages ago. I was trying to remember. It was probably 2018. So this is over here. Did they did you get a discount for that? Was it like 50 cents off each book or something? Or did they put it on there and you didn't get nothing out of it? Have you not? Have you reached out to them yet to figure that out? I'm sure you have. You did get the discount. There you go. Okay, well that's something at least. That's something at least. You know? Hmm. I don't know, man. I don't know. This whole business seems kind of wild sometimes, and wild in a cringe way, not in a good way. You might want to reach out to them. Might be worth having a chat. Shipping prices going up, books being printed wrong. Oh, that was one thing I noticed about this deceased book here. It's not on glossy paper. It's on a kind of a semi-gloss, and it feels a lot like the paper in your art book. I don't know if it's the same paper stock or whatever, but I'm guessing people all over are still having problems with paper stocks. Dude, like I don't blame you, man. We're just lucky we got out of there before the cops showed up. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm sure the police report's been filed, but we escaped scot free, and that's all that really matters. It was pretty fun hanging out with you and everybody else there when we were at the Fajita King, you know, and just that Friday night in general, man. Uh, Bill Williams, like 4 beers into it. I'm not going to address what you just said, but yes, I did, you know, get scared. Um, but Bill Williams, a couple drinks in him. Matt Weldon being like the super polite, like super nice guy. Like that was while you're over there like drinking and getting hyper emotional and you know hugging people and stuff. Like things were getting weird, dude. And that was before we went to the Fajita Kings. That was before. Like the audience can only imagine what happened afterwards. But hey, I did have that Coca Cola that was in that gigantic. It was like a liter Mexican Coke, and it was in this huge, huge bottle that must have been like I don't know, a foot tall. It was wild, bro. You know what, Brian? Do you just want to get in the chat with me? Like, do you just want to come in here and chat at me instead of text chatting at me? Like, I can just shoot you the link real quick on Discord or Twitter or something, and then we can, dude. Yeah, I got a liter Mexican Coke. It was great, Ninja Weasel. It was fantastic. It had real sugar in it, so it was like super smooth. And then the whole thing was just absolutely joyful. Let's see, invite, copy that link here. Where's my Twitter? There's Twitter. Let me shoot you that DM. And while I'm shooting you that DM, let's pull this up and we'll just put this like on loop or something over here so people have something to look at. And there he is himself, the Fajita King, Alexis Tipton. Oh my God, is the sound? Is that hee hee going? Because that's funny if that was. Yep, it's happening. The Fajita King is coming. Straight into the chat after he gets his beer. Man, I should have just put the sound was there. Yeah. You know what? Let's just put it back. Let's put it back because that's funny. Who took this clip? I recognize this corner because I came down the stairs that are like right over here. Like I totally went down those stairs one of the times I was walking through that place. One thing I don't like about StreamYard is there's no live mixing of the audio, so I can't see what the volume levels are for my voice versus whatever video's playing versus other people. Like I wish that capability was here because that's kind of fundamental to doing like good live, you know, presentations, good live shows. But that whole show was an absolute hoot. Let's see. Was there anything else funny? Oh, what do I got in my Discord server for Bill County Comic Con? There's probably something else I should show in there. Let's see. Here we go. Bill County Comic Con. And I don't care about the statues. The Fork comic's kind of fun, but not really what I'm looking for. No, that's really it, huh? Okay. I really should take a lot of pictures, but I did not take a lot of pictures because it always seems weird to me, like grabbing pictures and stuff when there's all those people around. And this must have been on Sunday morning, because as I understand it, on Saturday, Brian was a little bit late getting in there. Hold on, let's leak some DMs. Let's leak some juicy DMs here. Oh, hold on. We have a pictureless fajita king.
Hi.
Hello, Mr. Fajita King.
Well, yes, it works. Okay. So I'm doing it like, first of all, I just moved in the days I've been back. So
Really?
taking picture yet, but man, what a wild, wild ride Bell County Comic Con was.
Hold on. I got to get this timeline down right. So you were like out in, swamp country, and then you flew back for like 2 days, and then you went to Belton, Texas, and then I drove you like through the backwoods of Belton, Texas, where Dueling Banjos was playing in the background. Do you remember that?
Um okay, so what I remember is I remember landing and you like being, here's my phone number, call me when you land. So I did that. And then I got to my hotel. But first, I went on this other back roads adventure with this meth head and Debbie Dunning from Tool Time. Home Improvement. And at first, she was a little annoying. But then, as the more drunk I got, the more fun she got. And we had a vapidly great time. Because we ended up hitting up In-N-Out in a liquor store. And oh god, that liquor store was such a joy. But the driver we had was kind of weird, and even though Debbie didn't really like care for him, was feared for her life, she bought that man food, and then she bought me food or offered to buy me food, and I was like, "No, ma'am, I'm gonna buy me some booze." And she's like, "That's a great idea." So we got on that party bus, and then I got to the hotel, and I was gonna say goodbye to Debbie, but then the man, the legend, my friend Eliza Bar showed up, and man, it just went wild from there.
It sure did. Yeah, man. That was such a weird experience. Like going there, and there you are still checking in when I get there.
Like, yeah, like I had just barely arrived. Um, I should probably talk to them for the next time I go out that way, because I prefer earlier flights so I can spend more time in the thing. But it was what it was.
I absolutely know what you mean. I don't like traveling like on a plane too early in the morning because going through security is such a hassle that I'm not in a good enough mood to deal with it like at crack of dawn. But like flying out of there like, 10 a.m. or something, like that's like prime. But they always like for my work, they always want to book me at like 4:35 p.m. And it's like, why would you do this to me? Do you think I'm actually going to work a day of work when you're making me travel that same day? Probably not. Oh,
Man, this loop. Killing
I
me.
know. I'm just playing it, man. It's just you over and over.
um, what was I coming back from? Oh yeah. So this is like the last day, and I was packing up because my flight was. I had to be ready to go by. The guy told me like 3:30, and this is like right around 3. I was like, all right, let me go pack my stuff up and throw all the trash away. And then they started playing Michael Jackson,
Okay.
and then I was just,
Oh man. I figured this was like Sunday in the morning before things really got started. I didn't think this was at the end of the day.
oh no, this is like at the end of the day because so that lady in the yellow shirt in the background that's watching me in disgust, um, she and I were actually talking about how can we get more booze into this booth for the both of us. So I was figuring out. We were discussing it, but nothing ever came to fruition. And the lady next to her, Alexis Tipton, she she had, I don't know why, she had beautiful red hair, so her and I became really good friends.
Hmm.
And as I do.
Hmm. Did you find the one?
What's that?
Did you find the one?
I did not,
Is this your redhead for
unfortunately.
life? No?
I wish. I tagged her on Twitter. She just ignored me, but that's fine. I get it. I gotta find her on Instagram.
You know, you,
And
you
let the
got to move up in
stalking
the world of
begin.
celebrities. You got
I
to make it to being like, a solid B-list celebrity instead of being
Dude,
a
do you know
D-lister.
the D? You know, Ray Park made me kiss him as I left the party
You
bus.
said that, yeah.
It was so wild. The only person I met from this con that I did not like at by the end of it was Tom Arnold. It's kind of a douchebag.
Just having observed Tom Arnold's mannerisms in multiple movies, I kind of figured that would be his personality.
Yeah, well, it was the first time I've met him. And yeah, he was just kind of a douche. But other than that, everyone else was pretty fun. Debbie Dunning was a joy. Um,
Wow, that is a complete 180
sh-
from what you said on Friday night.
oh yeah, like Friday night I was like, man, she's so annoying, blah blah blah. But on the way back, we because we were going on the same, basically like the same flight, so we were the same flight in and the same flight back, and sorry, trying to get more booze in me. We were on the same flight, and she was, in a, of course, first class, and I was like peasant. But what was I saying? Got to the air, so we both got dropped off at the same time for the same flight. Um, she paid for my bags to get checked because I was about to pay like $30. She's like, no, screw that. I have like 3 free bags. Tag him on mine. I'm like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, don't even worry about it. I'm like, okay. And then we got through the TSA checkpoint. Our flight got delayed. She's like, you want to go get some drinks? I'm like, now you're talking my language. And then we did some pretty devious stuff over there at the airport
Oh, really?
that I'm not going to reply. Oh,
Ah,
so she found out that I also did not eat the entire time I was at this con. I
yeah,
just
I kind of noticed that. You
didn't
know,
have time to eat because I was just selling books, talking to people, being a generalized nuisance. So all I either had was like breakfast. And she's like, "Did you not eat?" I'm like, "No, I didn't eat." And we found like this airport bar that was on its way to close. She's like, "Go grab a sandwich from that deli and just run back over this way real quick." Like, what? She's like, "Just do it." Like, okay, it's a free sandwich.
hmm.
And what was it? There was some guy being a complete total douchebag to her. He was drunk, and this is the lady who bought me like 3 drinks. So I was like, of course I'm gonna defend her. And he was like, you look like just some raggedy old rich lady. She's like, you have no idea who I am, do you? But that's okay. Like, she could have gone like real Karen with it, like, do you know who I am? But she was like real chill about it. It's like he has no idea who I am. It's fine. And he's like, what, are you some sort of celebrity? She's like, I used to be. And then the guy just starts racking his brain because he could not figure out who she was. And then and then she puts on her tool time hat, and then it clicks for him. He's like, oh my god, can I get a picture? She's like, no. The guy looked and felt like such a douche. And then there's like this other guy. Actually, I'm gonna get back to Tom Arnold too, because he was
Okay.
there's something specifically because Debbie, when we first landed, she gave me a cookie. So I have to acknowledge that she did give me a cookie. She threw it at me, but I got a cookie for free. So not mad.
Great.
Anyway,
free cookie.
Back to our airport story. So there's a guy. So everyone's flight had gotten delayed. So she was trying to, cheer people up who are like, man, why is my flight delayed? Blah blah blah. And there's one guy from I think who was going to like Houston or New Hampshire, something, one of those states with the H. And
yes, the state of Houston
or Havana, Cuba, something. And so what happened? Oh, so he had left his glasses on the table, and the guy was sitting in the corner of the bar, like drunk or whatever, drunk and sad. So he gets up and he starts going to the restroom. She's like, "Hey, sir, are those your shades on the table? I don't want someone to steal those from you." He's like, "I'll need those to hold my dick." And everyone at the bar is looking at this dude like, "What? What are you? Why that reaction?
Wow.
That was completely unnecessary." And so she was over him real quick. But the party bus, right? Sean Kanan, the guy from the Karate Kid Part 3, him and his
the
wife.
bad guy.
No, him and his wife are hilarious. They are hilarious. I love them. I would love to meet them again. They're my bucket list couple to do evil total. You were talking about how in their checked baggage, or not their checked baggage, in their the baggage that they brought on the plane, they'd forgotten that they had like a garrote, nunchucks, switchblades for like all this other thing that they were doing, and they're hilarious. What was that? Oh yeah. So then Tom Arnold was being a douche. Debbie was offering everybody like gum or some like breath mints, like haze, because everyone like, yeah, it's a con. If you haven't eaten, your breath kind of rank maybe. So she's offering it to everybody, and freaking Tom Arnold, when she offered him gum, he's like, I don't want any gum unless we're gonna make out real quick. And I was like, wow, that's kind of out there, bud. She just laughed him off like, yeah, okay. So then freaking found out some juicy gossip among the other celebrities.
Ooh.
And just sitting there like, my entire childhood is on this party bus. And there's only a couple of them that I like. Richard Karn just went straight to sleep. Darth Maul was cracking jokes the whole time. I liked him. And then freaking as we got off the party bus, Debbie says bye to Richard. Like, hey, don't be a stranger. Hope to see you again. And then freaking what's his, oh, she gives a hug and a kiss to Ray Park. Like, I'll see you on the next event that we end up at. And he's like, yeah, all right, have a good one, blah blah blah. So as I'm leaving, I'm shaking everyone's hands, like, hey, help you out a good trip, blah blah. Everyone except for Tom Arnold because he's a douche. And I get up to Ray Park. I'm like, hey man, sorry, no hug and kiss for me. And he's like, what? Am I just not good enough? I was like, serious? He's like, am I not good enough for a kiss? Like, all right, here you go. I guess we're doing this. So I ended up hugging and kissing Ray Park. Oh man, it was great.
Wow. Was it like on the lips or what?
Oh no, just on the forehead, like a normal kiss.
I
No
mean,
tongue.
okay. I thought like cheek kisses were more normal, not forehead kisses. Oh, was it because he was like taller than you or something? He had
Yes, and I couldn't, just bring myself. Oh, he was also sitting down, so I didn't want to like lift his chin up and anyway. But that's my story with Ray Park. Um, and man, day 2 of this con was also pretty wild.
Yeah, you got to
At
tell me
least
about this because I didn't go to day 2. Like I was
oh,
out of there.
day 2 was dope. I was hoping to see you again, sober, and um.
You weren't
Okay,
sober the
first
whole
of all,
time. I guarantee you were not sober on
I
Sunday.
was not sober this entire event. Matter of fact, this actually plays into this story
Oh
because
Lord.
I was hungover and I went down to get breakfast and I ran into Ben Dunn and all the iconic guys. So we all, Flork, the whole crew, we all have breakfast together and we're talking stuff, talking business, and it gets close to the time for the convention to start, and I'm just drinking coffee. And Tim is like, bro, you need to slow down the drinking. I'm like, you don't tell me what to do. That's not who I am. I'm either drunk or I'm not doing anything. He's like, but you're out of beer, right? I'm like, yes, I am out of beer, but I'm not out of like Moscow mules, which is what I had. And so we're all breaking to go get into the vans or the shuttle to get to the venue. I'm
Mm-hmm.
following Ben Dunn, and then I see Tim and the other guys walking to Tim's van. I'm thinking like, oh, Tim's just gonna go park in the parking lot, and I'm just gonna, yeah, I'll just go with Tim. So he opens the back of his little soccer mom van. I put my bags in, and he's looking at me. He's like, "Bro, what are you doing?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm going to this convention. He's like, the convention doesn't open for another hour. I'm like, oh, cool. Where are we going then? It's adventure time. He's like, we're going to church. And
And
I
that's
look
how
at
you ended
him.
up going to mass.
Yeah,
Okay.
I look at him. I look at Doug Ernst. I look at the Flork guys. I look back at where the shuttle is, and it's like, man, that's a far walk. I look at my coffee. I look back at Tim. I'm like, well, I guess we're going to mass then. So we all end up going to church for the first for the first hour of the day, and it was actually a really great time. I I know most people are atheists around here, but I'm not gonna spoil it or talk about religion too much. But I will say the priest they had was hilarious, and the message he had like spoke to me, so I really enjoyed that sermon. But Tim, the entire time, just panicking, like, "Okay, Brian, you can't drink. This is like a place that, like, bro, I get it. I'll
Wait, did
behave.
he
It's
think you were
cool."
gonna? He thought you were gonna booze it up in church.
Yes, he thought I was like,
You're a heathen, but not that much of a heathen.
no, like the one thing I absolutely hate or I absolutely respect other people's religions and beliefs regardless of what I feel about them. So if you ask, I'm not going to trounce your belief at all, but you know, I'm gonna be Brian. don't don't get that twisted. But I know how important mass is to Tim and to Doug and to everybody in that van. So like if I go in there acting an idiot, I'm never going to be invited back to this con and treated the same. So this is more of like a business move for me. So let's do this. Um, so I'm like the only non-Catholic in that group. Just mimicking everything that everybody does. So I'm trying to like hide in plain sight so nobody knows. But Tim's big thing was like, whatever you do, don't take communion. And like, but in my religion, I kind of have to. He's like, it, but it's cat. Like, you know what? Not going to argue this. So I didn't take communion. But the entire time, Tim is just looking over at me like, is Brian going to do something weird? Is Brian going to do? What's he gonna do next? And I'm just like, I'm just here to hang out and have a good time. And then once we got back in the van, I was like, see, I wasn't gonna do anything weird. He's like, you know what? I was actually worried you might. I'm like, no, man, not like that. If you could take me to anywhere but Fajita King, and I will act correct.
Yeah, I pulled this silly thing up on screen because I think the way you're describing stuff is Tim was looking at you kind of the way I'm looking at this dude who ate 17 ghost peppers in 1 minute.
Yes. Yeah, he was definitely stared at me like all weird. And then oh yeah, I ended up terminating my beef with Nerd Wonder.
Oh, that actually happened? Yeah, like you guys had that conversation?
Oh yeah, we had that conversation day one. So if you hit pause, right about here. Nope. Play pause.
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right. So okay, what you don't see on my bag is a one of those Bell County Comic Con red cuppy things.
Okay.
Oh hey, Cody.
Cody,
Man, it
do
was
you
a
want to
great
come in
con.
here? Do you want to come in here and talk
Yeah,
about all
get
the
in here,
things you
Cody.
missed?
Get in.
I'm
Get
I'm
in. We're having
I'm sending him the link.
we're having a
Send it to him on
Vegeta good
Twitter.
time.
Man, we ain't even talked about the Fajita King.
What happened at Fajita King stays at Fajita King.
You know, that's probably the best part of all this is like nobody except me actually knows what happened because you didn't even remember going home.
I really didn't. I remember waking up face down in that hotel bed like this isn't where I parked my car. This isn't my beautiful house. This isn't my beautiful wife.
I like that song. Oh, you said red cuppy thing. Is it this thing that's like right here on your side in the right
Yeah,
there?
that's not my t-shirt. Yeah, that thing. So uh this cup is very important to me now because it signifies the end of a long-standing beef I had with Nerd Wonder. So we met, and I had to tell her how much I absolutely despise their guts and hate her with every fiber of my being.
I mean you did that on Friday night. I wasn't gonna say nothing about that, but yeah, you totally like did that on Friday night.
Yeah, like despise her. But then, like, I met her at con. I said it to her face because that's what heroes do. You know, you tell the people you hate, I hate you, to their face. And so I did this, and she looked at me. She's like, "Okay, I absolutely understand." I'm like, all right, cool. So we can now end our beef because because Twitter is Twitter, and that's the real thing that came out of this whole con. Twitter, Twitter's Twitter. That they're not. Twitter isn't the real persona, you know. Except for me, I'm absolutely who I am on Twitter as I am on real life, as I am in Discord. Except for when I'm at Fajita King, then I'm a completely different beast apparently.
If only you could remember.
If only I could remember what
Hey,
happened
there he
that
is.
day.
Hold on. Add to stream. There we go.
Hey, there he is. Howdy, Cody.
Look at that. Howdy, howdy, folks.
Mr. Fernandez, you missed me shilling your GoFundMe earlier.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I did. I did miss that. I was
Have you
out
seen
in the
this,
yard cutting down 5-foot tall weeds.
Oh Lord!
Ugh.
Did you see this silly
Yeah.
with Brian here? We're gonna
I
just have it
did.
play on loop again. There we go.
You're
Yeah.
adorable, good sir. You're adorable.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You should see me in person. Oh, by the way, Cody, what you need is a probate lawyer.
Yes, no, I know, and that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
That's what the
Okay, cool.
funding's for. I've got 2 law firms that I'm going to get a hold of, see if they feel right and all of that, see what the rates are, all that fun stuff. I've been looking at this for like a year and change, right? Basically since the occurrence. That was the first night. That's what I dug through and trying to figure out what's going on. And so I let it slip behind because there's just so much other things to do and grief and all that fun stuff. And now with that next thing that occurred, like, no, I can't have this many battles at the same time. So sucked up the pride, and here I am taking care of it at least. So I appreciate you very much, Eliza. Thank you.
Yes. Lazbar's a big help and a big man. He's like really tall.
I'm not
Like,
that tall. You're just short.
well, no, you're a giant, dude.
I'm only
Like-
6'2" or so, man.
I'm only 6'9". For the rest of us midgets of the world,
It's not my fault that
Yeah.
you're a manlet, you know?
I'm not like.
Oh.
Oh, you want to go back to Fajita King?
Sure. Buy me a plane ticket. I'll fly back down there. We can meet up at the Fajita King.
No, the great thing about this Fajita King meme is only you and I know of it, but only you really know of it.
Yep.
It's the best meme, the best type of meme. But oh yeah, going back to like the Tim Lim panic mode about this con, somebody had apparently had sent him a message like, "Is Brian really always drunk?" And he looked at me, he's like, "Yeah, absolutely, all the time."
No.
Like even that panel I was doing with Bill and Doug, I was on my way there. I only had like one Paloma and 2 Moscow mules, but I was on my way there. Oh yeah, about this cup. So Nerd Wonder and her other friend that was there with her, they hooked it up with some strawberry Kit Kats from Japan, and then they got me this cup because I was wanting the cup. It's like, hey, I haven't left the booth in a while. I just want to know where I can get one of those cups. She's like, oh, it's over there. I'm like, ooh, can I get one of those with ice in it? Because, hey, if you have a cup full with ice and then booze in it, you have cold booze to get you
That's
through the
true.
day,
Yeah.
right? So, like,
That
I'm
is
sitting
true.
here like level 40 genius, and so they're like, well, you have to buy it with either tea or whatever. Like, oh, okay, well, just get me a sweet tea because you can't go wrong with sweet tea. So I was downing this sweet tea like a madman, trying to get enough of it gone so I could pour my Moscow Mule into it. And I was just sitting there like drunk, hungover. But the best part was, I sold out of all my art books. I sold out of all of
Yes.
the Rags 8 that I had, and then I did have some Rags number 4 stock, and then I have just handed that over to the Iconic guys. Like, yeah, you guys are more than welcome to sell this shit. I don't care. And yeah, that was start of a conversation for another thing for another day. But real great times on this
Cool.
con. I want to do another one, but but we'll see what's in the cards. And that, my
As it
friends,
goes.
is the Legend of the Fajita King.
Oh.
Missing all the
Spread
stuff that
it
actually
far and
happened at
wide.
the Fajita King.
Well, I
Well-
do partially remember I didn't order fajitas
You did not. You ordered, I think you called them like
Fries.
fajita fries or something.
at Fry's. And then I was like, play me a song, the song of my people.
Oh, you do remember that. Yeah, you're
I-
making
I-
them
like
take
it's
song
coming back
requests,
slowly.
and they were not having it. They were like, I don't think we do song requests. And then the
But they
DJ
played
accommodated
one.
you anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was playing money.
Oh,
Man.
no.
I kind of remember like before I left the bar, I was doing shots with that random sewer guy.
Yeah. Did you meet him again?
No, because I ended up going back to hotel late and doing homework the next night, and I was like, oh shit, I should have went down to the bar. Oh no, homework.
Yeah, you did one shot with him, and you made me take one.
Oh yeah, we did shots. The pact is sealed.
Yeah, that's true. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And
you do
fireballs
shots
of all
together-
things. Come on, man.
Well, once you do shots together, you're no longer an almost friend. You're an actual full blown F word.
Whoa. You take that back.
No. See, you gave me your phone number. We're F words now.
Oh God, freaking snooker vertebra.
Yeah, that's what you get, man. You don't do that. Yeah, be
That's
careful.
what you get when you let your heart win.
Yeah, the convention was absolutely wild. So I was told that you didn't show up on Saturday until like 10.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, because I was at mass with
No, not
wait,
Sunday. Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Yeah, because I was hungover from
There you
I'll
go.
never forget. Like you had one whole big like fruity iced drink sitting there, and you're like, I'm like, aren't you going to finish that off before we leave? And you're like, no, I can't drink that. I'm going to puke anyway.
Oh yeah, I thought I was gonna puke that night. I did not puke.
You told me you were going to puke like 10 times before
I
we
thought
left
I
the Eat a
was.
King.
I thought I was.
I'm so good.
Because I didn't eat that whole day. I didn't eat that whole day, man. But I didn't puke. Did I show up at 9? I remember I got breakfast. I don't know. I got breakfast right before they shut down. And I was just so hungover. I was hungover Saturday. I do remember that.
Do you remember like forcing one of your meal vouchers on me for breakfast?
That's where the other one went.
No,
Yeah.
he doesn't. that answers it.
Because I was looking for that on Sunday. Like, where did that other meal voucher go? I could have sworn I had two.
Bro, I was getting ready to leave, and you're like, yeah, I don't care, take one. And then I was like, no, man, like, what if you get hungry? He's like, no, it's okay, I won't. I'm like, okay, dude, are you sure? He's like, yeah, I'm sure. I'm like, all right, well, I guess it'll be okay, because you could just do like Weldon did and go negotiate a couple more vouchers out of them.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was the last thing that happened. You signed whatever book. Oh, yeah, you signed the Rags prologue. Do you remember what you put on it?
No. Did I write Eat a Dick?
Yeah.
That's usually like my go-to. Oh, I did.
Yeah, you totally did. Hold on, let me find it. It's got to be here in my office somewhere.
Mm.
Is this it? Is this it? No.
Because
That
I
is
only
not
write that for special people.
And you don't know what I did on Saturday with it, do you?
No.
Oh,
Did you get it graded?
No. Although CGC did have a booth, but no, I didn't go get it graded because screw them. Here, let me share my screen or my camera here, and then we'll make the screen go away. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
I did write Eat a
Nice
then you
little
drew a little-
heart, Cupid
Yeah.
heart.
So
With love.
So on Saturday, I finally like managed to get over to Weldon's section of the table because Weldon had like 500 teenage girls hanging around his table. I guess he's really like flexing that Mormon wife thing or something. I don't know. Look, what's a little polygamy among friends? And I was over there because I made him sign this Plus Ultra #1 because he apparently hates this book that he did. So of course that's the one I had to get him to sign. And he signed it naturally because he's Matt Weldon and he doesn't say no.
Matt Weldon is a national treasure.
He
You have
is.
no idea.
He is. Anyway, so I'm over there. And I'm like, I was like, oh, hold on, Matt. I got just one more thing. I'm like Columbo over here. I'm digging through my big store folio here, looking for this thing. Here, big store folio on camera. There we go. And I'm like looking for this. I'm like, hold on, Matt. Hold on. Oh, you got something else to sign? I'm like, no. It's not to sign. It's to show you. And so I pull this out and I'm like, remember how you were bragging about having a Rags #1 CGC 9.8? Well, here's a Rags prologue. There's less than 100 of these still in existence. And here, just first is signed by Brian Ball. He's like, oh man, that's so cool. So I had to get him back for bragging. It's like, yeah, you're not going to out Rags fan me, buddy. You're not like Brooks. You don't have infinite money.
Wish I had him.
Yeah,
But,
that'd be nice.
So yeah, I busted that out. Also, I went looking for the meal voucher to show you. I tucked it in my Death Note, but it's gone. I don't know where it went to. So your meal voucher is out in the wild somewhere.
No, that's sacred meal voucher. Oh, you'll be happy to know I smuggled a Eliza Bar sticker into Doug Ernst's backpack. I'm not sure when he'll realize that was me, but yeah.
Did he notice it?
No, he hasn't noticed yet. Well, maybe he found it when he unpacked, but Who knows? Doug, I'll actually say, I actually enjoyed meeting him, talking to him in person, and I feel like we've bonded, especially since I can do more push-ups than anybody in that room. That was also hilarious.
Oh man, yeah. There we are, Friday night. We're in the Holiday Inn lobby.
Oh,
Brian is like, I don't know, what was that? Like your fourth drink right there, and
fifth, maybe.
Weldon had just come back downstairs from making sure his nephew was taken care of, and I don't know how or why we got on the topic. We just suddenly like, can I still do 50 push-ups or 100 push-ups or whatever? You just drop and start doing push-ups. And me and Matt are sitting there on that little like lounge couch, looking at each other, looking at you like, what the bleep is going on here? And I think you said it on Twitter. His quote about like, oh, what a perfect push-up or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, what an immaculate form! Like he was so.
I know he was like super into it. And
He
it's like,
was.
what on earth?
It was. Well, so okay, that was like the army part of me starting to come out. The drunker I get, like, man, can I still do push-ups? Yeah, let me go check. Like, yeah, I can still bang them out. Yeah, I'm still strong. And then, okay, so there's a second half to this too. After day one of the con, Tim hooked it up with some barbecue brisket, and that was probably like some of the best barbecue I've ever had in my life, and it gave me the meat sweats. Like, man, it was so great, so good.
Oh, were you like Papa John? You had the pizza meat sweats. Like it's just like you're just greasy all over from how sweaty you are.
Oh yes, and then I'm also trying to do I'm trying to build a website in Amazon EC2 through an S3 bucket, which I'll go into details of that later. And I'm like having this I'm eating this delicious food, and then I asked Doug a question because Doug to me looks pretty fit. I'm like, hey man, do you still do PT in the morning? And you know we're talking about PT and fitness, and both him and Tim are like, you look like you're the most fit person in this room. Like, no, I'm not that fit because I don't PT or hit the gym like I used to. Like I can only do 5 one-handed push-ups, and like, wait, what? Like, yeah. So I go and do like 5 one-handed push-ups, and Walden's like, holy cow, how do you do that? That is so, look at his form, it's so beautiful. And then I let him know I could do the splits, but not in those pants. It's like, yeah, I used to be able to do the splits, but not in those pants. And Bill's just like, oh God. Bill Williams is also like my spirit animal, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He's just as salty as I am, and I'm sad we didn't spend more time together. But I love that whole crew. The whole crew is really fun, really great to hang around with. And so the other thing that we did, we made a pact to unfollow each other on Twitter afterwards because, it's Twitter. And yeah, that's. Oh.
Yeah. What?
Well, so this is like the worst thing I this con. I'll say this, and I have to go refresh my beer. So the first, I'm gonna say the first hour I was there, I was like hungover in days, and this lady with her little girl walked up, like, "How much are comics?" Like, "Oh, like $4." Like, "We'll take one." I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Here you go. Signature's free." And they gave me 5. Like, "Oh, cool, neat." And then, and then they walked off, and then I sat there for a few seconds, and it dawned on me, like, oh wait, no, I forgot to wave them off for this.
Oh no! Which book did you give her?
Rags 8.
Oh well, that's not so bad.
It's not so bad, but it has like
No.
the N word in it, kind of, sort of. But it was like this 4, 5, maybe 7-year-old girl, and then Tim looks at me. He's like, "Did you just sell smut to a child?"
I can see that one. I can see the face on
I'm
that.
just like, it's not my fault. It's not my
No,
fault.
no,
I just
with parental
zoned out.
approval. Okay.
It's not my
Oh,
it's not my
Lord.
fault the parent didn't look further into my content. I'm gonna get like the worst email, I swear.
Yeah, probably. And after Tim like prays about this a little bit, you might get like kicked out of the club.
No, no. I went to church with them. I'm in. I'm in. Like guilt, Catholic guilt. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go refill my beer. I'll
Go
be right
ahead.
back.
So Cody, see what you're missing out on?
Yes. Yeah. Instead, I went through a lot of fun. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I
Trust
know.
me, I know
You're
you
all
felt.
like, man, instead of going and hanging out with these people with some maniac who says he's going to drive 800 miles to pick me up, I'm instead
Yeah.
going to quit my job. Like that's a
Yep.
bold move.
Yep. No, that was fun. No, instead, well, what it was, honestly, is instead, I'm going to send a pup home, a 13-year-old dog that had been under our care for about a week, home that came in, could walk, and I had to carry her out to her owner's car because she couldn't stand. So yeah, no, that's what I did instead. Part of those responsibilities I was talking about was to be there to check for that because I had been there longer than any of the owners even at that point. And yeah, anyway, yeah, it wasn't a fun situation. I guess it was what needed to happen. That Monday before, I really was thinking, well, is there a way I could pull off and show up to this place? How? Like, what's the budget? What's the money looking like? What can I do it? And that's what you caught wind of. And then I did numbers. I was like, oh, but then you offer, it's like, well, that does take out the primary chunk. But then I'm like, I know what's happening here. I got to kind of go and follow through with my responsibilities. And instead, well, I did. I followed them out to the utmost as far as I could. So, I mean, I'm still pretty sure I made the correct decision, but it sucks. I missed out on something cool, and it sucks that I am in this position now because of those choices. But I trust my path quite a bit, and I'm very grateful for it. So, who knows? Maybe there's another time that I can get there. I'm hoping next year. I really am.
Maybe next. Hey, here's what you got to do. You got to arrange for like Tim or somebody to come out to a convention in your neck of the woods, and then you go to church with them, and then you're in at Bell County next year.
Exactly. See, that's the bit. No, I got to do that.
Yeah.
No,
Guilt.
what was it? Doug Ernst, he came through Roswell not too long ago. I couldn't make that either. It's about 2 hours less of a drive than 4 hours less than a drive than going to Bell County from where I am. But maybe. But anyway, I also have good things to say about Doug Ernst. We had a great couple-hour chat after that BS that was going on there for a little bit that kicked up that I knew would pass because it's exactly what it was. It's every couple months they find something. But it's a very cool cat. There's a lot of people there that I would have loved to say thank you in person and still deserve that, and I would love to be able to do so. So I just got to work towards it for a longer period of time and hope that I can make cogs and pieces fall into place. It's just how it goes.
Yeah, you would have loved Fajita King.
I don't know.
Neither do I,
sure.
to be honest. If we're being honest.
There you go. There you go.
Oh,
Bro, I am looking at like Arizona to Belton, Texas here, just eyeballing it on Google. And you're like, that's an 8-hour drive? That is not an 8-hour drive.
No,
anywhere in your
and it's
neck
not
of the
even
woods.
Arizona. So you look at from Taos, New Mexico to Bell County, it said 11 hours, 45 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds about
through
right.
Google Maps. Yeah. So yeah, it's
I
about a
forget
12-hour
exactly where you
drive.
were, so I was just kind of like taking the worst part, which is like the border at Arizona, and just kind of
Yeah.
taking that.
No, central northern New Mexico. But yeah, so no, it was a hell of a thing, and I had thought about even just muscling out the drive because hotels are cheap, and there's some that would even accept me and my pup, which would be the ideal way to do it. And I dug, and then I just kind of had to feel it out, and I was like, no, with where I am financially, I can't. I just
we could have shared a hotel.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. I mean, the hotel was the least expense, right? But the drive, which with Elias Bar had covered, but the timing was just so bad. It's just so bad, and
Oh, that's
what
fair.
needed to happen for me happened. So it is what it is. I'm glad everybody did so well. Florka Cows is another one I really wanted to go and thank because he helped. He's been really kind to my work, and he helped out with Jack 4 a bit. So I wanted to thank him as well. But we'll see. We'll see one day and see what things are like next year, and go from there. I hate to just be able to say it like that, but that's what it is.
So I will say I've been planning my Bill County Comic Con appearance for like 3 years.
But there you go. See.
So it was just when things happened, they weren't in the cards at the time. It was always like drill or something. So if I were you, I would reach out now and start prepping ahead of time. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once I
And
have
I would
another
actually focus on
secure
going on.
position.
What's that?
Once I have a job under my feet again, then yeah, I can start thinking about fun stuff. I haven't been able to think about fun stuff for 2 years now, so it would be nice to. But yeah, we'll see. I don't want to be a downer here, folks. I just want to say howdy and congrats and thank you.
Oh no, you're not a downer.
Oh, if I
Not
wanted
a
to talk
downer.
about stuff that was a
Alcohol's a
downer,
downer.
I'd talk about Fajita Kings some more.
Oh god, I talk about Larry.
Oh no,
Oh,
we don't
I
go that
couldn't
far.
imagine that one. I couldn't imagine that. Whew.
Oof, that boy.
Lordy. So I'm going to tell my Flork story real quick.
Oh, cool.
So there I am at the con, and I just
Wait. Did you tell the story about the panel where you got the standing ovation?
No, I didn't
Oh.
tell
Okay,
that
tell
story.
that next.
Okay. So
Ooh,
I'm there. I'm like, I said, see, I introduced you to my mom, and then I introduced Bill Williams and Matt Weldon to my mom. And then I went around and introduced Tim, and I think Mark was busy, and Doug was talking to somebody. So then I'm like, all right, Tim, I'm gonna like head out of here because it's like 4:30 or whatever. It's like I need some chow, and so I'm like gonna walk the rest of that floor because I hadn't really been through that whole convention hall. I just hung around that table for like 2 hours talking to people, and I'm waiting on Matt Weldon's part of the table to clear up. That dude needs to stop having like 7,000 kitten cards that he's drawn out there on the table in front of him because people just stand there and go through it. He had all these like teenage girls. Like it's totally like a polygamous thing. I don't know. Don't tell him I said that. He's gonna hate me for life. He's gonna unfollow me on Twitter after he just followed me the other day. It's gonna be terrible. But anyway, so I'm like walking through and I'm like, all right, let's see. Oh yeah, there's Flork, and I'm about to say something to Flork, and then I like there's two of them there, and they both like raise their heads at me, like look up at the exact same moment, and I don't know which one's Flork, which one's not Flork.
Yep.
And then there's this terrifying moment where I realize one of them could have like a sock puppet on their hand hidden under the table that's made out of like baby teeth and is gonna squirt like menstrual blood at me or something. So like there's this moment of terror there, and I just go, hey, I like your comic, it's funny and disturbing, and I just kept walking. I was not willing to risk it.
I think that's a lot of his audience.
Like I was not
think
willing
that
to
is.
risk like the interaction because it could just go completely bad.
Yeah. All my like personal interactions and talks and conversations with him have been great. He's a sweet guy, but yeah, from the work, like yeah, I feel you there. It's either unbelievably wholesome or like batshit out of left corner, yeah, that's funny.
So yeah, that's my Flork story. Elaborated upon because I think when I told it in my video, I didn't like go into the like how terrified I was there for just a brief moment, but I totally was. It was like the fear was real. I'm gonna make Brian Ball dance for us while we talk again. Here we go. There you go, buddy. So yeah, I go
Yeah,
to
get
this
it.
panel. Right, it's on Saturday. It's like what was that, 10:30 or something?
It was
like-
11. It was 11.
I'm pretty sure it started at 10:30. All the panels started at the half hour mark. And
But
Dave
that
Dorman
particular panel was 11.
It was 11:30. Okay.
Yes.
All right, yeah, because Dave Dorman was 12:30. That's right. That's right. I remember now. Speaking of Dave Dorman, he was never at his table whenever I looked over there. I don't know where that dude was.
At his panels.
Apparently. So I like walk in there, and this dude in This were you wearing the stack up shirt that day on Saturday, or was that just on
No,
Sunday?
I was wearing my Samurai Trooper shirt.
There we go. That's right. Anyway, this dude like looks over at me from the table. He's got a beer under his chair, and as I'm getting ready to sit down, he's like, "Oh, hello, everybody. This is our special guest or whatever, Doctor Reverend Princess something else, Eliza Bar the Third."
They gave a standing ovation.
Yeah, he stood up and clapped, and I think like everybody else just kind of stared at me like, "What weirdo is going on here?" I was really hoping that dude that recorded the panel on his video that he had on his YouTube channel would have like that part of it there, but he didn't.
But that was a fun panel. I was also drinking that panel too, so it was
You
great.
totally were. Hey, here's like a serious question. Here's a serious question, and you probably don't know the answer. But shouldn't like the freaking convention record that stuff so that all the creators can put that up on their YouTube channels or whatever?
Oh yes, they should. I will
Should,
definitely talk to Tim about that next time. But my favorite thing about that panel is like it's 3 extremes all on one table. You have Bill, who's got like this like professional writing persona built over the years. Then you have Doug, who's like he's like the more eloquent speaker. And then you have me, I'm just like chaotic, whatever. Like, yeah, I just get drunk and I do things. It happens.
Yep, that is in fact what you said multiple times.
Beer. Beer's the answer to every question. There was one question that was asked that I didn't get to answer that I felt kind of sad about, but
Which
it
one?
is what it is. What was that? Oh, it was the one about whether or not you wanted to write for other like other businesses or whatever. Or maybe that was as we were walking down. Because I remember talking to Bill about that. Because I told him, like, I have really no interest in writing for Marvel or DC. Because what am I going to write that's not going to get retconned in 10 or 20 years? And is what I'm going to spend my time and energy on going to be meaningful? He's like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. I mean, I get the American writer style is like, hey, get as much of your work out there on different stories as you possibly can. But Brian Ball's like, no, I'm going to do like the one dumb thing over and over again because it makes me happy.
Yep. And here's that dude that he like recorded all the panels, I think. Romancer X or something like that on YouTube. He's totally got all this stuff. Which, this should be on your YouTube channel instead of his because
Well,
Khan
maybe
should have
if
given this to
my
you.
special guest, Dr. Professor Princess Eliabar the Ninth, done his job, I would. But
I assumed that the convention was going to record this stuff until I actually got there and saw no camera.
so did
And
I.
I didn't bring my stuff to set up my phone as a Steadicam, so it was like, well, I could have like jitter cam, or I think I see a camera on this table that's sitting in front of this dude. And sure enough, that dude recorded because I know exactly where this was recorded from. It was that table right in front of you guys. So
I
I know.
actually forgot to bring my my camera mount, so that's on me. It's my bad.
Oh, I brought it with me down to Texas. It's not really a mount, but it's just like a little stand I can put my phone on, and it's steady and won't shake or anything, and it doesn't cover up the mic slot or anything. It's what I use when I actually have my phone as a webcam to put my phone on. Like if I had actually brought that to the convention with me, I could have just stood it up there and had a nice little presentation. But I didn't think that I would need to record this stuff. Like I said, I assumed Bill County would record this stuff and then release the parts of it to creators so that they could put it on their YouTube channels or something. And I was very surprised when this wasn't like on everybody's YouTube channels, like the day after.
Well, also remember, it's still like a fledgling. It's still kind of technically new as a Comic-Con, so you probably don't have all that stuff
Dude, that's
coordinated yet.
That's the easy stuff.
Well, yeah, well, they probably just don't know.
Yeah, that's the
But
thing.
we all think is easy is because like we've been to cons and we've done the thing. Some people might not. All I'm saying, Super Saiyan.
Watching all through your body language is pretty funny. Because, like you said, you're all completely different.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, man, where can I get more booze?
I know exactly what you're thinking about. It's like, I'm kind of trying out
Looking
here.
for it.
Yeah, I do want to say that, on Saturday, I did offer to bring you some chow, dude.
You did. But that was dinner, wasn't it? Or was that lunch?
That was lunch. I was going to go over at like 1:00, I think, is when I
Oh,
went to go get some
wait.
chow.
They brought over sandwiches. That's why. So, like, the
Did you
neat
have
thing,
a sandwich?
I had a sandwich. So what ended up happening was, they every couple of minutes they bring over snacks, and they brought over. Oh, there he is.
There who is? I'm just
Oh,
watching
sorry.
you, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Because you're really going at it here. What are you even talking about?
I forget.
Oh, wow, that was the end of the video. Oh, right. The guy said his video equipment only records like 30 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, the hat came off, Brian.
Oh yeah, the hat came off, and I wanted. Oh, I was getting serious.
Oh,
Like,
wait,
see
is
my-
this
like,
where
you
you're
see
telling
my
that
eye
story?
switch? Oh, about the about the
She
latrine.
pulled the squad out, and
Yep.
we were right behind this trench, this latrine trench, with this person was out for somebody
Sorry.
not doing a thing. And I'll never forget, like, after she got done, like, bringing us in, when she did an about face, took a step forward and went right in.
There you are. And look at Doug. He's trying so hard not to be amused.
It was the most closest thing, and nobody went in to get her, so I went ahead and did it. And the shots I got that day, I still have the scars.
Oh, the scars. Oh, the scars from those shots,
But,
bud.
like, stories like that,
Oh, man. That's what I was looking for, was the part where you just crack yourself up. And there it was. Found it.
That story is just. It's hilarious, man. It's hilarious.
Doug's over there like trying to maintain like the straight face. I can't be amused by a story about somebody falling into poop. I can't be amused about a story about somebody falling into poop. And Bill Williams, he's wanting to crack up, and he's just like barely holding it in as you're telling that story, because he goes, I know exactly where this is going, and this is too funny, and I can't like act like it, because then I'll steal the spotlight from Brian's story. Oh, the hat went back on.
Yep. Back to business.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Doug is the only one who stood his book up.
Oh, well, I didn't have a stand, so he brought like a little standy thing with him.
His book's a
And
hardback. He just has to open
kinda
it up
like,
slightly.
Yeah,
You should have stole his stand. Been like, Doug,
I
your book
should've.
stands on its own.
I should have, but I didn't.
Man, I was in my, since Bill is on screen here, I was in my shop, and I'm like, so I still can't find a Punchline 13. Like, let's just lead with that. Like, I've been looking for this book for like a month or something at this one, like 3 weeks, however long it's been since it came out. Bill didn't have one. Weldon didn't have one. I didn't see any walking through the vendor section of Bell County. No stores I went to. I've been to like 4 comic book stores. None of them had Punchline 13. I'm not sure this book exists. But today, when I was talking to my shop man, and after he told me about the shipping apocalypse that is befalling the industry, because apparently Diamond is charging an arm and a leg for shipping, so my stores are not going to carry as many books of, well, maybe this will sell a couple copies because they don't want to lose money from shipping. And after that, I was like, hey man, since we're just talking about indie books, like, did Punchline 13 ever actually come out? And as he pulled it up on his computer, he's like, yeah, well, looks like I can reorder it through Diamond, even though I never ordered any. So maybe in like a month I'll have Punchline 13. It's a little
Nice.
late to get signed, but at least it'll be present.
Yeah, at least he'll be present, unlike my father.
I mean, he went out for those cigarettes, man. It's
He'll be
not your
back any
fault
minute.
that he died in he died in a tragic
he'll be back
gasoline
any
fight
minute.
accident.
Any
He'll be
minute.
back. Any
Any
minute.
minute now.
It's okay. Any minute.
Any minute now. This is why I drink.
This isn't why you drink. You drink for other reasons entirely.
Oh, no,
Like when you got really emotional there in front of all of us comic book creator types and me, and we were all just looking at each other like, "Oh man, is Brian really like having a breakdown in front of us?" And there it was happening live.
what breakdown was this?
You don't remember?
Bro, Fajita King.
Oh,
This was
Fajita
before.
King, remember?
This was before Fajita King. This
Oh,
is when
then
you were
I
in the,
definitely- This might have been the start of the blackout then.
dude. You like were talking about like some crazy Iraq stuff.
Oh, yeah, God, yeah, then, yeah, I was definitely getting emotional if I started talking about Iraq.
Yeah, you started crying for a second, and
Yeah,
then you like
there's-
sobered up, and I think that's like after that is when Nerd Wonder showed up, and you just like completely switched gears and went into like hyperactive. I'm going to hug you and then want to murder you kind of mode. It was
Oh,
weird.
yeah, so if I ever start talking about deployments, I do have like those super dark moments, and it's like, nope, can't go that way.
Yeah,
'Cause
and I'm not going to
that
say
starts
like
emotions.
what the story was about. Like that's private business. But yeah, you totally got like very emotional for maybe 5 minutes, and like me, Weldon, Doug, was Bill still there? Or had he gone upstairs at that point? I remember
think-
Bill was still
no,
there.
Bill had gone to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, because the bathroom was right down the hall from the lobby. That's right. Anyway, like all of us that were still down there, Alejandro and his buddy Will had left. So the rest of us were just sitting there like, wow, Brian, we did not need to go where you just went, and you didn't need
Yeah,
to go
I'm
there
sorry.
either.
Sorry. I just go there sometimes, the dark place. Get enough booze. So that actually shows like how comfortable I was around that crew. Because
Yeah.
I don't normally talk about that around strangers or people I've never met. So yeah. And yes, this is our good friend Cody's GoFundMe, which hit its goal. So
It did. It
We're
did.
so
I've
stoked.
actually had a couple other very wonderful people who don't like GoFundMe but still wanted to help and went through PayPal. So I'm a little bit even ahead on that. So I should, unless it's an arm and a leg for whatever reason, I should be able to tackle this and finally take one of the biggest weights besides the grief and the loss and the new life off my shoulders. So that's an incredible gift that folks have blessed me with. And as I always try to say, I'm going to continue to try to pay it forward and back where and how I can. It's the only way I can function. But I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful.
So I'm going to say something you might not want to hear real quick.
uh-oh.
No, go for it.
Should have took care of this a long time ago. It's just probate.
No,
court.
that's not something I haven't heard. This is something I've been kicking my own ass in the back of my head for a very long time. So I agree, 150%.
Like this is
Like,
just
it's
probate
been
court.
tearing me
It's going to
apart.
be resolved in like 2 court filings.
I don't know that. And I would hope it would be that simple. It may not be, and there's aspects of it which are not so simple.
Do you have an
that
evil
I
twin
can
brother who wants the
discuss.
property or something? Like,
It's more complicated. Yes, that's
Yeah,
the best
okay.
I can say.
all right, because
I don't have direct family based on like my generation and stuff, but there are other weird bits of it in which I would like to know what that situation is and understand better before I went ahead. Otherwise, I would have just taken care of it myself a long time ago and just like jumped through the hoops. But there's just weight to it that I just could not deal with.
Okay,
alongside
having
everything
weird
else.
stuff like that's legit. Like weird stuff
Yeah.
happens, but generally probate court is pretty straightforward because you're just like, hey, this is what's going on, and then you have a lawyer file the paperwork, and then
Well,
3 to
one of
6
the
months
weird
later,
bits
the
that
judge
I'm
goes,
happy.
It's cool.
One of the weird bits I'm happy to not happy to discuss, but I'm totally able to is like so. It took me months, but I eventually found another version of his will. He never signed or dated any of these things, but he filled them out. There's weird little things around this, and like it doesn't look like he ever finished my mother's probate either properly, which is a weird bit of it. So there's a lot of just weird shit that I was like, well, I could just jump into the fire head first, or I can breathe, find space, and find the time. And I obviously I breathed. I didn't find the space, didn't find the time till now. But yeah, it's I would hope it's as simple, and I've been overthinking it because that's what I'm built to overthink. I overthink everything. So that's my hope, is that that's all it is. But I won't know till I jump through those hoops. And this allows me to do that. So I'm very grateful for that.
Well, I feel you about that overthinking thing because I'm built to not think. I'm built to just, hey, I'm just going to execute this thing and go.
That's
Like
another way.
the best example of this is Fajita King. See, I told you they're playing Michael Jackson.
I heard the hee-hee the first time I saw this. Didn't know where it was coming
We
from.
could totally put the audio on. Like, hold on.
That's why I was doing the thing. What song were they playing?
I can't tell from the.
No, the way you make me feel.
Oh, you're right. That's what it was. That's a weird choice at the convention, but okay.
That is, actually.
I didn't mind the soundtrack. I liked it. Of course, I'm contractually obligated to stay as much.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Hey, as Ninja Weasel says, it's probably about time to wrap up. This has been going on for 2 hours, and these streams usually only last like 45 minutes. So
Then Brian starts drinking, and then chaos.
Yep, chaos broke out. Then Cody showed up, and next thing,
Yeah.
who knows what's going to happen? We could, Tim may drop in the chat or something. Oh, hey, random YouTube fact. I did probably my first really, really mean comic book review. By which
I saw
mean,
it.
I
I
didn't
saw
enjoy
it.
that book at all.
Starhenge,
Yeah.
and I was looking forward to that book, really badly, because I like Liam Sharp's artwork quite a bit. I've had wonderful interactions with him, and I like the concept, the high concept. I was like, oh, as long as it's got great art. But then I watched your video, and I was watching your discussion and how it's actually set up as a story, and I was like, oh, that's disappointing. Another artist.
Narratively, it doesn't make a lick of sense, and the stupid narrator, I just want to punch. Like, I presume it's
touching.
the.
I'm here. I'm
Like,
here. I'm back.
I
I'm paying
presume the
attention.
narrator is like
Who
the
do we hate?
18-year-old Wiccan that's British, and
God,
she's insufferable.
Wiccans.
It's not what I
She's an
expected. I
absolutely-
expected a science fiction Arthurian tale. That's what I was hoping for. It's just some sweet space knight kind of stuff. And
Yeah, that's not what you're getting at all.
yeah,
At least not in that
that's
issue.
very
Maybe issue
disappointing.
2 is different, but I didn't even pick it up. I just saw it came out this week, and I moved on with my life. But anyway, like randomly on that video, this is just weird because I don't expect people to actually watch my videos and then comment on them. But today, I actually got a comment on my video. Well, I got one from Manny Shape, which was kind of funny. He's like, "You like garbage, and this is worse than that." And I'm like, "Yeah, this is worse than that." But the
Manny,
publisher of Alternative Comics, Peter Cimetti, left me a comment going, "What the bleep is wrong with everybody?" Like, it's basically the
Yeah,
writing
it's
of
like
the
I'm
book is
so tired of
horrible.
writing of this like this. Yeah, no, I saw that too. That's so disappointing. Again, Liam Sharp, his artwork, I love his heavy metal work. His Green Lantern looked great. It's just, it looks like it's a lot like what happened with Image Comics Revolt, right? Like a lot of artists think they can write because writing seems so easy, and it doesn't work out.
Whoever told this
You get a
guy
wildcat.
that he could write should have been beaten with a rubber hose, or a phone book, whatever's not going to leave a mark. Like, they should just beat that guy with it, and then send him to talk to Liam and say, "Liam, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. You can't write." And just stopped it right then. If I could time travel like they're trying to do in that story, I would go back in time and, there's only a couple choices. One is deliver M16s and 100,000 rounds of ammo to the Revolutionary Army, the Continental Army way back in the day, so they could really kick the British's butt and take Canada, which is a fictional country. Option number 2 is stop Liam, whatever his name is, from making this book. Liam Sharp, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I gotta be careful because like every time I look at John Delarose's channel, he's talking about the other Liam. So it's like when I think of Liam, I think of Liam Prey, no matter what the
So
Liam is.
yeah. So what I'm thinking happened because he was planning to crowdfund this originally. What I'm thinking is maybe somebody did consult him say that, and then he approached Image. I think
I
what
hope
happens
so.
because you would need because I on the art it may have funded, on the name it may have funded, but then people would have been very very different opinion after they received the book if this is the case. And that really is a disappointment. It's one of the quotes that was under Peter Smetty's was almost nothing sadder than wasted potential, and
Ooh.
yeah, that's very very true. And even when you gave my book a review of, well, this is half a good book, I was like, well, I'm halfway there. But it sounds like even I did a little bit better than that, which is
Oh, you did way better.
fascinating.
And it's such a shame. I mean, like, here, I just pulled up like the
That's
Image
it.
website. Like, doesn't this like promo art? Like, doesn't this dude look really cool? And you've got like
looks
the
so
circular
good.
orbity
I love his
stuff
work.
and all that. It looks like, oh
Um,
man, science adventure.
Okay, hold on. From the Brian Ball perspective, this looks like it's gonna suck because this dude looks like that dude from Alien.
Oh, the Prometheus or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, and that sucks.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That's fair. That's fair. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I
So now look at this cover, right? This cover is I'm going to show a boob and then censor it with a thing.
mean, it's true.
So yeah, that sucks. Let's look at the next cover.
Here,
Yeah.
I like the skeleton guy. Okay.
Okay, skeleton guy looks kind of cool, but looks like Prometheus meets Terminator.
I'd
Crap.
watch that.
I would too, but it
You'd
doesn't
watch
need to be
anything.
good.
You would read a book about a naked ginger running around
Oh,
a
there
small
you go.
town.
So those promo pieces seem like they're selling the story better than he was in terms of what the actual content is, because you're showing that narrator who I expected
Yeah.
it again to be like this Merlin following him through time or something, and then we get space Merlin. Like I expected very high concept fantasy science fiction. That's what I wanted out of it from the promo pieces that he was showing off for quite a bit of time. And I'm very disappointed that's not the direction he chose.
I don't know
that
what
is
direction he
terrible.
chose.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Right.
tell you what direction he chose, the wrong direction.
There
Was
you
it
go.
one direction?
But yeah, we spend like here's the narrator. Here's the stupid Wiccan narrator chick right here.
Okay, so actually art wise, I don't hate this because
No,
it actually is a
there's
technique
a lot of great
that,
art.
This is the technique that you see from the guy who wrote Gantz. He uses the same technique, and I don't hate this.
No, he came up through heavy metal. He's one of those British artists I really like from that have they find their own definition of what they think comic art should be, and they lean into it very heavily. And that's why I like his artistic expressions are usually really nice. But
Yeah, here,
but,
speaking of like
apparently
stuff
he's
that looks
not
like
alright.
heavy metal.
Yeah, like that's I want album covers, right? Like that's
Okay.
what I think of from those kind of guys, and
That looks
he
pretty
delivers on
dope.
that on the art. But then,
That
like,
looks-
I'm even looking at this lettering, right, and how they boxed it to the full panel and leaving all this open space. So I'm seeing less of the art than I'd like to. Even like, I don't know who lettered this. If it was Liam, that would also kind of make sense. So it's just that's disappointing. That one breaks my heart a little bit.
So yeah, I
'Cause
got
I'm
here.
rooting
Like this
for
is
him
like the
pretty
first
hard.
page of the book. You flip it open. This is the first page. There's this quote from Geoffrey Monmouth about the battle between. It's right in the title of the book. The battle between the dragon and the boar. You know, the Arthurian battle between the Welsh guys and who was the boar? Was that Cornwall? I don't remember.
I don't even.
But like, it's all that stuff. Like, and it sets up this very pretentious. But it's like, okay, well, that's kind of intriguing. And then you like flip over and you flip over and you're like literally in Arthurian times. And they murder some guy in a lake. And that's how the story starts. But we've got like the weird like elk god thing that also shows up in the drawings of the teenage insufferable Wiccan who can't speak and should be shot. I'm hoping that like some of her narration. No, they don't even have her narration here. That was
Yeah.
smart. They didn't
Yeah.
put any of the stuff she says in this preview.
When he was marketing it, I didn't even know that character existed. Again, like I thought it was a completely different book than what you showed me it was, and I hate. That's why I dislike variant covers. Just off of my base, I dislike dishonest sales and storytelling. It means you didn't have faith in your work, and that
So-
bugs the hell out of me.
on that
Well,
Oh, that's
topic
one of my.
Wow,
of that
wow, I feel
character,
called out.
bro, chill for a
To
second.
be fair,
Like, you too, you chill. So, like, it takes place in 3 time periods, and the 2 characters, the football guy here and the insufferable Wiccan, are in all 3 time periods. I think. Like, he's the blue guy, and he's also the guy that gets
Okay.
murdered in the lake at the start of the book.
Wait,
And then he
hold
comes-
on. Wait, hold on. Wait. Black up.
Yeah.
This book has a black guy, and he dies first.
Yes, but he's also in the future, and he comes back to life.
There was a black guy in Britain during Arthurian times,
He's not actually black in Arthurian times.
so they're doing the reincarnation thing.
Something like that.
guess.
Yeah.
But
His
it's
mom,
a black guy
who is
that
like,
gets with a goth chick.
yeah. His mom, who is the queen of the future, sends Blue him back in time where he gets murdered, but he comes back to life to meet Merlin on the last page of the book.
That's all very confusing.
And her name in the past is like Megwin or something, and I don't remember what her name was in the present. And actually, I don't remember her in the future, but she's definitely in the present and the past, because she's the one that tells like some Norman or Saxon dude to kill the guy in the lake, and then they like stab him in the face, and then he dies, and then he comes back to life at the end of the book. It doesn't make any sense. And it may turn out to be like super amazing high concept stuff, but absolutely nothing I saw here made me ever want to pick this book up again.
Oof.
Like I'm just
Oof.
actually thinking about like just throwing the book away.
Ooh.
Or alternatively, you can give it to me. Oh, that reminds me. Did I tell you about the amazing, awesome gift that I got while I was at Bill County Comic Con?
You mean the felt tip pen?
Before.
Oh.
No, I don't think I know
No.
what this is.
Oh, so I'll have to take a pic and show you. Everyone really loves it.
There we go. Captured it perfectly. Look at that jaunty angle your hips are at. You're getting ready to bust into a smile. Oh.
But Alexis Tipton, I'm gonna shill her for a minute. She's like a wonderful person. Has the most beautiful hair. And I was a creep and I walked up to her and was like, look, I don't mean this in a really creepy way, but I just really love your hair.
Oh,
And I walked like, I'm sorry if that's creepy, and I walked off. She's like, no, thank you so much. Like, all right, cool. And then when Nerd Wonder dropped off those Japanese Kit Kats, I dropped her one over. Like, here you go. Please enjoy. So she'll remember me.
Yeah.
Yeah, clever. I was there when she dropped off those Kit Kats because she dropped one.
You were.
I was talking to Bill Williams, and she like puts his Kit Kat down, and he looks at it like, "What the bleep is that?" Like he's just like, "I'm very dubious about this," and he picks it up and he looks at it, and he's like, "Oh, okay, whatever." All right, guys, let's get out of here. Unless you got any funny stories you want to tell in the last 30 seconds.
Oh, please hit the like and subscribe. Follow me on at Eliza Bar on Twitter. Yeah, that's all I have.
All right. What about you, Cody? Anything you want to say?
Thank you for having me. Good to connect with you folks. I'm glad you had a wonderful con, and hopefully I'll catch you folks next year there. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know if I can make that drive next year. That 18 hours in the car is a killer.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
We'll
no,
see what happens.
and I would have added 24 or so to you. So like it was impractical, but I really appreciate the thought.
Look, we can spend 32 hours together in the car. It'll be fine.
Sure, it will.
It won't be fine at all. And anyway, thank you all so much for joining us. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. And hey, be sure to look me up on Twitter. My handle is @rags_comics with an X. You can find me there. My name is Brian Ball, and I am the whitest man in comics. You all take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.
Long live the Fajita King.
The legend will never die.
The legend will never die.